The video went viral around the world. A road rage incident in Sarasota, a car running a motorcycle off the road. It turns out it was driven by an undocumented alien. But is that fact overshadowing what happened that day? After all, as Christopher Brantley tells us, it takes two to tango.
Good evening, Alan. The incident drew a lot of attention, and it led to a manhunt for the driver. And once he was found, Sarasota Sheriff Tom Knight announced that the man is here illegally. So we wondered if emphasizing a person's nationality, even if the person isn't an American citizen, has a negative impact on a court case. On the steps of the United States Supreme Court, Lady Justice stands blindfolded and holding scales. Both are meant to portray impartiality. But a recent case of road rage raises the question whether someone is peeking through that blindfold.
If he committed a crime, he should be punished for it. But there shouldn't be an emphasis on this punishment or prosecution because he's illegal.
Magdiel Medrano Banija was born in El Salvador and entered the United States through Texas. He made his way to Sarasota, where he was involved in a road rage incident.
While he has no criminal history here in Sarasota County, Mr. Banija is what I believe a prime example of the kind of individual who should not belong here in Sarasota County.
The incident drew a lot of attention. Days later, Medrano Banija's car was found stripped of its tag, doors, and windows. Detectives say text messages show he had more to do.
Through these text messages, he indicated that he was well aware of his actions and he was going to destroy the car.
Medrano Banija was charged with aggravated battery and driving without a license.
We got an individual with a violent temper off the streets with the hopes that he could be removed from Sarasota County, sent back to his country of origin. As far as I'm concerned, El Salvador can have him.
Sheriff Knight went on to make an impassioned point of the difficulty law enforcement faces with undocumented immigrants.
We're dealing with these individuals who have no identification, we don't know who they are, but our detectives are out trying to locate them, and they're committing crimes. And they're difficult to find at times because they're just kind of blending into our community and our society. So that's a big discussion, I think, for immigration reform.
Michael Rahab is an immigration attorney. He wonders if putting an extra emphasis on Medrano Banija's immigration status is unfair to the case, especially since in the video it appears the motorcycle rider was also an aggressor.
It seems to be going beyond just the facts of the case. We're adding an extra factor. So now we're considering person's creed, color, and immigration status. That really is improper for a person of his position.
Rahab was born in Iran and came to the United States legally. Now he works to help others get their citizenship as well.
Now, whether this person's ultimately found guilty or not, if he goes to trial, he could theoretically argue that you're making this judgment against me purely because of how you feel about me.
The issue of undocumented immigrants has become a polarizing issue. Democrats and Republicans have spent a lot of time campaigning for either side. But Rahab, who voted for Donald Trump, worries if making the law too polarized does too much damage to the legal system and to law enforcement.
Frankly, it might give legitimately guilty people the free defense of like, yeah, you're just doing this because I'm Spanish. And people might latch on to that and then again have a negative opinion for law enforcement. And we don't want that. We want people to have a positive opinion of law enforcement, but that goes hand in hand. We need to have law enforcement that appears to be neutral and not one-sided.
Now, the driver of that car was charged with aggravated battery and no valid driver's license. He is still in custody awaiting a hearing from Immigration and Naturalization Services. The driver of the motorcycle was given 2 traffic citations.
Christopher, thank you.